Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you.
Good evening. Welcome to Mocha Moments. I'm so delighted that you all have decided to join us here on this evening. And I think I have something this evening that's going to inspire you. Hopefully, it will share with you a few kernels of wisdom that help you to navigate through your daily living. In the meantime, since you've joined us, why don't you just take the time to invite someone else to join us? Let them know that Mocha Moments is presently airing here on this YouTube channel. Be so kind to send the link to a friend, a family member, a coworker, or just someone that you believe will be blessed by what is going to be shared here on today. Those of you that have already connected with us, I believe you've connected with us tonight because you already know what you can expect anytime you tune into Mocha Moments. I don't say that with any sense of vanity, but I believe that the Lord has given me something to share with other people, to deposit into the lives of other people that will bring value to the lives of others. And I believe that's what my primary mission here on earth is to do. And that's simply to bring value to the lives of others. I love to see other people blessed. I love to see people living their best lives, living their blessed life. And that's my desire for you. That's why I come on here and share. And I may not have been doing it as much as I've done it in the past, but it's going to pick up. Sometimes you have to just kind of ease your way into some things instead of just blasting off full speed ahead. But it's going to pick up as we go along. I felt inspired again tonight to come on and share with you just for a few moments. You know, the other day I was thinking and reflecting back on the past few years. And what came to mind was how the COVID-19 pandemic metaphorically turned our world upside down. It seemed like we went to bed one night having things one way and woke up the next morning to a whole new world. What we once knew as normal and routine seemed to have vanished at the blink of our eyes. The coronavirus was spreading faster than a California wildfire. People who were thought to be in the best of health were getting sicker than they have ever been in their lifetime. And many lost their lives to this ill-fated virus. If you can recall, the government mandated national quarantine. That thing literally brought the entirety of our nation, the entirety of our society virtually to a total standstill. And the future of our world became uncertain at best. But then it seemed like overnight adjustments started to be made. Absolutely no part of our society was exempt from having to make adjustments on the fly just to keep businesses, the education system, the religious community, the entertainment world, and even the government functioning at the least at minimal level. These forced adjustments were uncomfortable at best. I know you remember, it ain't been that long ago where we had to go through this thing of mandatory masking, social distancing, and outright disconnecting from the things and the people we love. That all quickly became unbearable for most people, something that we just didn't want to have to deal with. And the question on everyone's mind was, when are things ever going to return to normal? The response to the question was this is our new normal, and we may as well get used to it. Now, for many people, I being one of those people, this response was unacceptable. I refuse to even imagine living the rest of my life having to wear a mask and maintaining a distance of 6 feet from others while yet trying to enjoy their company. I refuse to accept that for the rest of my life that I would have to live in fear of contracting the virus just from lovingly embracing family members, children and grandchildren in particular. I just couldn't stand the thought of it. But then the havoc that was being wreaked on our society by this devastating virus, it began to subside. Mask mandates and social distancing orders were lifted. People began once again to congregate and to interact with one another as we did prior to the COVID pandemic. Stadiums and arenas soon began to be packed out again for sports events and concerts and conferences. Restaurants, which had been relegated to pickup services only during the pandemic, once again began to bulge out with dine-in patrons, and they were seeing long lines of people anxious to re-experience a dine-in meal at their favorite eating establishment. While there yet remains systems in place that accommodated people during the pandemic, for the most part, things have returned to what they were prior to the pandemic. Society as a whole demonstrated its ability to survive the unpleasant things we were forced to endure. But the majority of society has let it be known that what was being called the new norm, and actually what is yet being called the new norm, really wasn't for them. The new norm did not fit into what they envisioned as their ideal lifestyle. How many of you all can relate to what I'm saying right there? How many of you feel the same way, that this thing that has been labeled as the new norm is just not acceptable, and it does not wholly fit into what you believe to be an ideal lifestyle for you? The reality is, during the pandemic and post-pandemic, people made choices, and they yet are making choices that best suits them. Some may argue that many people obviously made poor choices in response to the worldwide pandemic, and that's subject to one's personal opinion. But we all made choices as to what we would normalize and what we would refuse to normalize. I've personally come to the conclusion that normalizing the new is not always necessary, especially when there's nothing good about the new. When the new seems to be more destructive than productive, one can conclude that the new must not be normalized. Listen, we often hear people fighting for change, but there are times when a person has to fight for things not to change. There are some things that happen in life that must be refused despite being experienced. Some things uh, that you do, you have the right to say no to, or some things that come your way, you have the right to say no to. There are some things you have the right and the power to refuse to conform to. Just because what seems to be the majority of people, what they've designated as what they have believed to be, or what they believe to be the new norm, does not mean that their new norm has to become your new norm. I hope you understood what I just said. We know that public opinion looms large in the minds of a lot of people, and people have a tendency to flow with whatever public opinion is at any given time, or popular opinion may be at any given time. And for some reason or another, we seem to become easily resolved with what the public seems to believe, think, or embrace at any given time. And sometimes we allow society and culture to establish what the culture has deemed to be the new norm. And you don't have to accept what everyone has labeled as the new norm. I was raised in what some would call uh, in an old school manner. That's the best way to say that. And there are many old school principles that many, if not most, of society would deem as being outdated and antiquated. But nevertheless, I still believe in and live by those old school principles. In principle, I may be outnumbered, but I live with an inner peace that is afforded me by reason of my personal convictions and my core values. My inner peace is all that really matters to me. Why is that? It's because it's this simple. I'm the only one that I have to live with daily. It's because I can never escape my convictions, whether I want to or not. It's because I'm convinced that my happiness is primarily predicated on the choices I make in life for my life. In my opinion, the pressing question is, why should we normalize that which is not good or serve in our best interests? I mean, think about it. Here's what we're having to deal with nowadays: corrupt government, socially sick society, prevailing sexual perversion, human trafficking, mass murders, dysfunctional families, child abuse, disrespectful and disobedient children, overrun by religious rebellion. This is all what we're having to deal with. And for some reason or another, there are people who feel like that these things should be normalized. As ridiculous or as outrageous as some of these things are, believe it or not, there are some people who feel like some of the things that I just listed, that I just rattled off, they should be normalized. And they want to normalize it in the name of allowing people to live and let them live. Y'all know how that phrase go: live and let live. You know, people are constantly touting that we don't have the right to govern anyone's lives or tell them how they should live or what they should do. That's a way and a means of normalizing that which to this point has not been normal. And the truth is, none of these things serve the best interests of our society. But yet, these things have become normalized in the eyes of many people simply by way of a silent majority. Most people remain silent on sensitive issues for fear of retribution from the general public. Now, while I've been speaking specifically about society as a whole, the principles I have addressed may apply to your personal life as well. Too many of us find ourselves normalizing things in our personal lives that ultimately prove to be more harm than good. And in many cases, it's because we've chosen to live with a defeatist mentality. Just because a few things have not gone the way you may have desired for them to go, should be no reason for you to be resigned to believing that you will never succeed in life. Never make perpetual defeat a new normal for your life. If anything, normalize the resolve that defeat is not an option for you. Normalize an unwavering will to win in life. Remember this: since you can make the choice to normalize the negative, why not make it your choice to normalize the positive? I'm sure if you make it your choice, if you make it your conscientious decision, that you will start to normalize the positive. I'm sure that doing so will make life seem so much better for you. Plain and simple, I just want to encourage you not to normalize the new, especially if the new is really no good. That's my mocha moment for today. I trust and pray that you've been tremendously blessed by what I've shared with you. I hope you can take these few little kernels of wisdom, apply it to your life, and begin to live your best life. And always remember this: Jesus is Lord. Why not make him Lord of your life? God bless you and good night.